Ladies and gentlemen, the career of Darrell Porter is a tale of victory and a tale of woe. Although one of the best players of his era at the catching position, his mental illness, undiagnosed, of course, and he's drug and alcohol and substance abuse probably ended his life way too early. So today we're trying to focus on Darrell's career, talk a little bit about the off-field situation because we have to be honest here. But Darrell Porter, when he was playing with Kansas City, probably one of the most respected catchers other than Carlton Fisk and Johnny Bench of his era. Now, he played in MLB from 71 to 87 for the Brewers, the Royals, the Cardinals, and the Rangers. The four-time All-Star was known for his excellent defensive skills and power hitting ability. He struggled but was never able to overcome a substance abuse problem, yet went on to become the MVP of the 82 World Series with the Cardinals. Unfortunately, Porter died from an accidental drug toxicity overdose in 2002 at the age of 50. Now, born in Joplin, Missouri, he was drafted by Brewers in the first round of the 70 MLB draft out of Southeast High School in Oklahoma City. He made his major league debut on September 2nd, 71, with the Brewers at the young age of 19. He finished third in his 73 Rookie of the Year voting and eventually selected to the American League All-Star team in 74. On December 6, 1976, of course, the major trade, he was dealt, along with Jim Colburn, to the Kansas City Royals for Jamie Quirk, Jim Wolford, and Bob McClure. Now, Porter replaced Buck Martinez as the Royals' starting catcher. He had the best season of his career in 79 when he posted a .291 batting average, along with 20 homers, 112 runs batted in, and also led the league with 121 walks. He became only the sixth catcher in Major League history to score 100 runs and have 100 runs batted in. The feat had previously been accomplished by Mickey Cochran, Yogi Berra, Roy Campanella, Johnny Bench, and Carlton Fisk, all in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Only Porter and Cochran have 100 walks, 100 runs, and 100 RBIs in a single season. He ended the 79 campaign third in wins above replacement, behind Fred Lynn and his Royal teammate George Brett. With the Royals, he was selected to 3 consecutive American League All-Star teams. Now, when he moved on from the Royals with the Cardinals, of course, a big part of that 1982 World Series, of course, winning in 7 games against his former team, the Brewers. Now, Porter told the Associated Press during the winter of 79-80, he became paranoid, and he was convinced by teammates that baseball commissioner Boy Kuhn, who was known to be tough on drug use, knew about his drug use. Porter said he believed that Kuhn was trying to sneak into his house and planned to ban him from baseball for life. Porter found himself sitting up at night in the dark, watching out from the window, waiting for Boy to approach. And at the time, he was waiting for Boy Kuhn with billiard balls and a shotgun. Now, during spring training in 1980, former LA Dodger pitcher Don Newcomb paid a visit to Kansas City clubhouse. He asked the players 10 questions, the point of which being if a player answered 3 or more of the questions with an affirmation, the player might have a problem with drugs or alcohol. Porter affirmed all 10 questions and checked himself in the rehab center, admitting that he abused alcohol, cocaine, quaaludes, and marijuana. Now, after checking the rehab, Porter became a born-again Christian, married, and became a spokesperson for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. His production on the field declined after rehab, and he never again approached the 79 levels. He went on to play in 3 World Series, in 1980 with the Royals, and 82 and 85 with the Cardinals. Now, he won both the National League Championship Series MVP and the World Series MVP in 82 with a stellar postseason. At the time, Porter was only second player in baseball history to win both awards in a single season. Willie Stargell of the Pirates took both awards in 1979. After the 85 campaign, the Cardinals released Porter. No surprise, there was a whole bunch of new players coming in, and he wound up his career with 2 seasons with the Rangers as a catcher and DH. In 86, Porter led Major League Baseball with a home run every 12.9 at-bats, his best ratio that season for any player with 10 or more home runs. He also broke his ankle during the 86 campaign and was on the disabled list for 8 weeks. He appeared in his final Major League game on October 4th, 87, and retired at a young age of 35. So upon his retirement, he didn't really get too much publicity towards to any Hall of Fame recognition because with all the cocaine and controversy of the 1980s, I don't think the media wanted to stand up for him. Again, let's do a recap here. Make sure everybody is covered here. Again, he batted left, true right, 247 career batting average, 188 home runs, 826 RBIs. Brewers 71-76, Kansas City 77-80, Cardinals 81-85, Rangers 86-87, four-time All-Star 74 and 78-80 inclusive, World Series winner in 82, World Series MVP in 82, NLCS MVP in 82, and Milwaukee Brewers Hall of Fame. Again, 1,369 hits and 539 at bats with a 35.4 on-base percentage. A fielding percentage very high, 982. As of the 2009 season, he ranked 21st all-time list for home runs by a catcher and 20th all-time for RBIs by a catcher. He caught 2 no-hitters during his career, Jim Colburn in 77, and Bob Force's second career no-hitter in 83. Porter was also notable for being one of the few major league catchers at his time to wear eyeglasses behind the plate at a time when most players needed vision correction, who eventually decided to use contact lenses. Now, married twice. His first marriage in 72 to the former Terry Brown, ended in 76. November 29, 1980, he married Deanne Gaultier. The couple had 3 children, Lindsay, Jeffrey, and Ryan. Now, his 1984 autobiography was called Stat Be Perfect, in which he detailed his life in baseball and he struggles with substance abuse and revival. Now, in 2000, he was inducted in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame and eventually dabbled in both broadcasting and the antique business on and off during his post-baseball years. Unfortunately, on August 5, 2002, Porter left his home in Lee Summit, Missouri, saying he was going to buy a newspaper and go to the park. That afternoon at 5:26 p.m., he was found dead outside his vehicle in Sugar Creek, Missouri, a suburb of Kansas City. An autopsy found he had died of toxic effects of cocaine. The autopsy indicated that the level of cocaine in Porter's system, consistent with recreational use, induced a condition called excited delirium that caused his heart to stop. Police theorized that Porter's car went off the road and got caught in a tree stump in La Benite Park in Sugar Creek. Police say Porter got out of the car, walked to the nearby Missouri River, and then walked back to his car. Authorities had initially speculated that he overheated while trying to push the car off the stump in high heat and humidity, but there was no evidence to indicate that he tried to move the car. The exact events surrounding his death are still unknown. Now, I basically believe his body just gave out because the stress of baseball and the fact that the drug use, everybody's different. Not a very big guy. Like he was a solid, I think, most times his career around that 170 to 190 pound limit. So anyway, I consider Porter a top 8 catcher of the 1970s into the 80s. And again, should he make the Baseball Hall of Fame? Well, I believe so, because if you're going to put in Ted Simmons, that's not a criticism, by the way. He was equal to Ted Simmons because when you put Ted Simmons of Milwaukee against the Cardinals in 82, there was a heavy comparison, and Ted Simmons was a good, steady overall catcher. And not too many catchers make the Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody that deserves to make it is Darrell Porter, because the stats are there, the multiple All-Stars, and the impact he had going on and off the field with his teammates. And you think Kansas City of that era, there's Brett, there's Porter, there's Willie Wilson, Quisenberry, all the great pitching staff. If he wasn't there, Kansas City probably would have not had the success that they had. All those titles are partially due to him. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing here with our Vintage Baseball podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.